stranded because of the water. There's some kind of fire there, Wolf. Obviously, there are many, many people who will need to be rescued in the coming hours because so many areas have been inundated by this tsunami, which was a 23-foot tsunami, which has just dumped water inland in some places as far as the eye can see, Wolf.
You can see these people waving as helicopters are flying by, and this PBSI helicopter flying by with its own camera on board, and you can see people on rooftops. Look at those folks on top of that roof over there. They're simply waving. They want help. They need help right now. It's been 12 or 14 hours, I'm guessing, since that earthquake and tsunami struck this part of Japan. And these people are desperate. Sort of reminds me, John, of Hurricane Katrina, when people were out on rooftops simply trying to get a white flag out there to say, help, help, help. These are desperate people that we're watching right now.
And of course, in a situation like this, it is now, I think it coming up to 17 hours since that earthquake struck. And these people in this part of Japan right now, there would be no running water, there would be no electricity. As you say, well, they're desperate for help. And this will be the focus of these rescue operations, which will be underway, we would imagine, momentarily, which is why the U.S. has sent the aircraft carrier Ronald Reagan into the area. We can see a man spelling out the word in English, help, now on the roof of that building. Others nearby have also been waving, trying to attract the attention of this camera crew and the helicopter belonging to TBSI, our affiliate there, one of our affiliates there in Japan. But of course, this is a desperate situation for so many people. And of course, we're only now just finding out how bad it is for so many people up and down the coast of Japan.
Yeah, I suspect they're also writing the word help in Japanese as well. I don't read Japanese, but it looks like the Japanese characters are there. These people are on top of this building, and it looks like they are desperate. And I assume that if this helicopter from PBSI continues to fly over this area, we're going to see a lot of people on top of these buildings. People who survived the earthquake, survived the tsunami, are simply begging for help. Get me out of here. If they,
we spoke to General Honore, who led the recovery and the rescue in Hurricane Katrina, and he told us earlier that the main effort now is to get assets in place, to get helicopters, to get rescuers there, to simply try and reach these people. He said it doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be organized in any major way, it just has to start happening. And that is what I imagine we'll start seeing in the hours ahead, now that there is daylight over this area which has been so badly impacted by this earthquake and this tsunami. And that, as we say, that's why the U.S. is sending the aircraft carrier Ronald Reagan, because it does have a number of helicopters on board which can do heavy lifting and can be involved in the rescue of people like this. And that's not to say that the Japanese military doesn't have substantial capability as well. We know they, too, have been involved in reconnaissance already to assess the full scope of this situation, Wolf.
Yeah, you can see that camera pans out a little bit. You see all the water surrounding this building, especially on the right side of the screen. In the meantime, these folks are just waving white flags, anything they can to get the attention of some of these helicopters flying overhead. Once you go wide here, you'll see the water surrounding this building, and it's obviously a major area. These people can't leave the roof and go down because it's water all around. The tsunami came in and literally engulfed this entire area.
There is simply nowhere for these people to go. And on that closer shot, what we could see was a number of vehicles, cars and trucks, which appear to have slammed into the side of that building there. Just to give you an idea of how powerful this tsunami is, you have to wonder how much damage that building has sustained and how it's still standing right now, given everything that it's gone through. But obviously right now, a number of people on the roof of that building desperate for help.
It's 7:41 a.m. local time, Saturday morning in Japan right now. So at least they got daylight out there. You can imagine how scared these people must have been when it was dark. There's no power in this area, no electricity. All of that power was lost with the earthquake followed by the tsunami. At least now they're out about on top of the roof. They can't go down, but they're desperate, and I'm sure there are similar scenes going on all over this area. One thing about our coverage, John, of this tsunami and this earthquake, Japan is very technological, very sophisticated. We'll see images over these coming hours that we probably wouldn't have seen in many other countries because of the very nature of the sophisticated television ability of TPSI and other TV stations in Japan, and we'll get access to images. I suspect many of us won't want to see it, but it's part of our job to bring these pictures to our viewers.
Absolutely. And another point about the fact that this has been so widely covered and captured, be it on cell phone footage or by TV crews, that this is providing valuable information for oceanographers and for scientists in actually understanding how tsunamis happen and their impact. Now, many of these images have been very disturbing when we've seen the destruction and the damage and the devastation which has been caused, but this is really the first time, we're told, that a tsunami like this has been caught on video and has been recorded, so it is providing valuable information. Not much help for these people right now, but it will help in future rescue efforts and in efforts to try and make provisions to withstand future tsunamis.